Welcome to the Real Estate Mastery Podcast, where seasoned investors, savvy entrepreneurs, and business moguls converge to share invaluable insights, strategies, and stories in the world of investing. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just dipping your toes into the market, join us on this journey where knowledge meets entertainment and education fuels your entrepreneurial spirit. Each episode features engaging discussions, informative interviews, and real-life case studies that offer a unique blend of education and entertainment with our host, Jason Chrisman.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is your host, Jason Chrisman. Thank you for tuning in to Stop Chasing and Start Listening. Today we have a guest with us who worked most of their life as a pharmacist, and at a certain stage in their life, they decided they can make a lot more money and be financially free and actually have real, true success in their life. Not just money, but to be able to go visit their sons, their family, and have that journey of being able to live a life. So that person today is with us is Leslie. Leslie, how are you today?
I'm great, Jason. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being on the show. So we're going to dive right into it. We don't like to waste time here. So Leslie, I know you're big in quite a few different things. Number one, congratulations on the growth. I see how fast you've grown on social media. You actually grew very, very quick on social media. You want to tell us how you did that?
Absolutely. So Jason, when you encroach on a new area that you want to learn in, you basically are the sum of your education and your experience and your exposure. And as you said, I was a career pharmacist for 30 years. In 2020, healthcare kind of became a war zone. I decided to pivot and decided to enter the field of digital marketing. I knew that I needed skills. I needed high income skills. And some of those skills relate to content creation. So I invested in myself. I took a course. I hired a mentor. I learned from the experts. I literally followed a formula that was taught to me in this course, which I am now a digital marketer for. I recommend this course because it literally teaches you the step-by-step. Now for me, because I have a very unique mixture of authority as well as information, as well as experience, all of those things sort of came together synergistically. And I've experienced extreme growth on multiple platforms that I've participated in with social media.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Do you want to put out there, or you don't have to, what was the name of that company you went to learn this?
100%. So what people would want to do is just literally go to my social media account, which is Make Money with Leslie. And I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook. If that's okay, that's where they would find me. And the link to the course that I recommend is directly in my link in my profile in each one of my accounts.
Awesome. For the audience, we'll put that link inside the program description for this actual podcast. So Leslie, as I was saying before, you used to be a pharmacist. Why and what made you decide to change that? Were you sick and tired of something, clocking in every single day? What happened
100%,
to you?
100%. Going to work in the dark, coming home in the dark, not being able to work out, not being able to walk my dog in the daylight, literally the 10-hour days. In addition to that, as I mentioned, during 2020 and the world changed with healthcare and the demands being put on healthcare providers, it just became more of a war zone. And at that time, I made the decision that I wanted to pivot. I wanted to invest in myself. I wanted to invest in my skills, and I wanted to change. And I had been seeing a lot happening on digital marketing. And even though it's been around, affiliate marketing has been around since 1990, literally. But the advent of social media and the reach that you have with billions of viewers on multiple platforms just really opened the door of opportunity. And I will say, digital marketing is breaking the internet. You don't have to listen to me. Listen to what Forbes says about it. And look at what ZipRecruiter says the average salary of an affiliate marketer. Not the top, but the average, multiple six figures a year. So you kind of can't deny it anymore. I will literally tell you right now that in 5 years, everybody is going to know what digital marketing is. Everyone is going to know what affiliate marketing is. They're going to be like, oh, cool. What do you recommend? What are your brands? What niche are you in? People are going to have the language. It's going to be part of the vernacular. It isn't going to be this sort of, ooh, is that cringy? Oh, is that spammy? Oh, is that a scam? That's something on the internet. It kind of scares me. It's literally a mindset shift that you have to undergo in order to pivot, in order to take the risk and believe in yourself to do it. Yeah.
Well said. And I agree with that 100%, Leslie. I think ever since Amazon really came out, that kind of changed the way that we buy things. I know that I would probably say over 50% of the items that we buy that are on a monthly, revolving route probably comes from Amazon. It's my Amazon bill at the end of the month is like $2,500. So I get everything but food from Amazon.
And very possibly most of the other things that you purchase, if you buy your dog food from Chewy.com, there is an affiliate that made a commission on that. You just didn't even know it. Okay. So this is happening in the background. You read a blog about running shoes. You pick a running shoe from the guy who recommends it. He's making a commission on that. You don't know it. It's all built into the price of the product.
So explain that to us. Explain affiliate marketing for the people that don't really understand what that is.
So imagine if you were a realtor and you went to work for, Remax or something. You don't actually make a salary. You just make a commission when you sell a house. It's very similar being an affiliate. You pick a niche and you find products that relate to that niche, products that provide a solution to a problem that people have. Okay. And in my case, I recommend digital educational tools that provide the high income skills to be successful in this industry. So I'm an affiliate for multiple companies that provide these tools. And what I have done is I have affiliated myself with them. They give me a unique digital footprint, like a cookie, and I put that in my link in my profile. On the back end of it, my business is totally set up so that it is automated, so that if someone clicks that link and they purchase that product and they pay by PayPal or Stripe or however, that I would actually get a direct commission. You want to be involved with high ticket affiliate marketing products if you actually want to make money in this business. I mean, you can do Bass Pro Shops for 5%, or you can sell products that cost multiple thousands of dollars. People are purchasing them that are investing in their own education and their own skills. And then you're making, 4 figures every time you sell one of these products.
That's similar to what I do. I'm not sure if you know my background completely. I do teach hundreds of people how to buy real estate using 8 different methods. I'm very big in Section 8 investing. I have been in real estate for almost 8 years, about 7 years, 9 months so far. I've bought, I couldn't even tell you, close to 100 properties probably in my life, between my fix and flips, my rentals, you name it, I've done it. So I definitely get what you're saying. I'm not one of those hard, big ticket people. I don't do the big ticket because I want to service as many people as I can, but I get and I understand why people do that. And if I did, you would definitely be somebody I would use. So I want to talk a little bit about not your finances per se. What are you doing? What different fields do you have your money in? Do you have stocks? Do you have crypto? Do you have real estate? Give us a breakdown of what your investments look like for the audience.
So as I was mentioning earlier, I like to think of myself as the millionaire next door because I have been a steward of my money for my entire life. When I was 20 years old as a new pharmacist, I was always maxing out my 401k, my 403b, anywhere that I worked. And I worked in corporate pharmacy. Now remember, I was making 6 figures, but not that much money really. But constantly putting it aside. So a lot of that money is investments, and every opportunity that we had, I would invest in the pharmaceutical industry because I sort of had that exposure and background. I'm a second generation pharmacist, second generation investor in pharmaceuticals. So as I mentioned, my husband and I, we owned a townhome. We rented it out when we bought a house. We sold that to buy a mobile home park, did a 1031 transaction, and just have kind of flipped and flopped a little bit along the way. Never really invested in real estate much personally. My husband, as I said, is a CCIM certified commercial investment member, so he's done a lot of that. But mostly our portfolio at this point is, now suddenly it's been changing significantly because of my foray into the last 2 years into affiliate marketing, and then flipped into digital marketing, which is when you start creating your own digital products. And that is where, when you discover the need in a particular niche and you have these courses that are fitting that need, but then you discover other opportunities along the way, you make your own digital products. That's where the cash cow came in for me. So that's like another whole piece of it.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing this, Leslie? How long have you, stopped being a pharmacist and jumping into the digital marketing?
Okay, so that's a great question. So I started in August of 2022. I was doing this on the side. I was working full-time, 50 hours a week as a pharmacist, and literally doing this 2 hours a day. But when I say 2 hours a day, Jason, I was waking up every morning and doing it. I was showing up. I was going live on TikTok. I was creating content. I was doing all of that even when nothing was happening. Because I will never be the kind of person that can tell you, okay, if you do X, you will make X number of money in X amount of time. That is not how this industry works. This industry is learn these skills by investing in yourself, apply these skills, get 1% better every day, and keep showing up even when nothing is happening. And then all of a sudden, because as you know, I'm sure you're familiar with the rule of 7, people need to see you 7 times before they know you, like you, and trust you. So you just have to keep showing up. So I did that for a full year, literally showed up, and then decided to continue to expand. I experienced some moderate success and then decided to continue to invest in my skills with more education, and hired a mentor. And heck, even Jeff Bezos has a mentor. Everybody has a mentor. So once I got that mentor, it really changed my perspective, and that changed my reality and gave me the automated systems to actually grow big and enabled me to step out of my pharmacist position.
Now that mentor, they took you by the hand, took you step by step and exactly what to do. They didn't do it for you.
Exactly. They audited what I was doing. They gave me the specific formula. Just all of the nitty gritty. There are so many pieces that are involved. Imagine if you were to now step into real estate perfectly green. I literally had no experience, never mind content creation. I wasn't raised with $1,000 smartphone in my hand like kids are today. So 20 somethings and 30 somethings, they are just really going gangbusters in this industry. My foundation of learning actually had to start a little bit lower than that. So we are talking a lot of pieces to the puzzle. So for me, it took me like a year to really, really get up and running and going. And now it will be, 18 months now, and it's just going gangbusters. So I can't say enough about it. The thing with this industry is you just can't quit before the magic happens. You just can't. You just have to continue to get better. And of course, if you're providing valuable content, if you're providing legitimately good information that people really want, they will find you and seek you out. And that's why I have 90,000 followers on TikTok and 130 some odd thousand followers on Instagram. Because when you show up repeatedly and you provide good content, people will participate in what you have to offer.
Oh, absolutely. And if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they can go to your site, or can they reach out to you on TikTok?
100%. They can reach out to me on Instagram. It's actually my preferred platform, simply because of the software allows you to leave voice messages, and it allows you to have video conferencing, and it's just an easier way to connect. And I will say this because there is a lot of, stigma about how cringy this is and how scammy it is. And when you can actually speak to someone one-on-one and actually face-to-face conversation, it takes a lot of that out of there. People understand they're not talking to a bot. You're actually a real person, and that you've had the same experience that they're looking to have.
Oh, definitely. If I'm looking to do business with anybody online, I need a Zoom. I need to see that person's face.
100%. 100%.
There's so many scams.
Especially with high ticket products. Okay, with high ticket products, nobody's dropping down $2,500 unless they've spoken with you. Even your credit card, your credit card won't take it if it's an online purchase. You actually have to have that conversation. Your credit card's going to reach out to you and they're going to say, hey, this is going on. Is this a scam? You want to prepare everybody for each step along the path so that they understand what to expect.
I love that. And a few questions that we do have from the audience. If you could break down digital and affiliate marketing a little bit more.
Yes.
Now, I understand personally, I get it, but for the audience, they want you to go a little bit deeper if you could.
Okay. So when you're an affiliate, you are essentially recommending a product for another company, a product that you do not create. You are not the customer service. You simply make a commission when that product sells. Okay. When you are a digital marketer, and this is where the confusion comes in, because when you're marketing an affiliate, you are recommending a digital product. But somehow within the industry, it has now become sort of separated. And the general understanding is that digital products are products that you create yourself, that you brand yourself, that you market yourself, and you make 100% commission on. So typically, when you're first entering into this industry, you become an affiliate. because you have to cut your teeth somehow and you have to learn, right? And then once you have a story, Jason, my story was, holy cat, I grew so fast on social media. I tracked how I did that. I created a follower formula for how to grow on social media. And that was my first digital product that I ever created. Okay. So I couldn't just broach into that without the experience, without something of value to actually bring to the picture. Okay. So that is a digital product. The other things that people create all the time are freebies. They create web webinars and master classes and lists and ebooks and anything that you can deliver to someone in a digital format that doesn't have a supply chain issue, or you have to mail it to a mailbox. Anything that they can receive immediately is a digital product. Does that make sense? Have I clarified enough?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
So as goes with the digital marketing, I get it 100% completely. And yes, our audience member does get it as well. So when it comes with that, that's what we call the hook, right? That's when somebody's giving out something for free. They're giving you just enough information to hook you in and to want you to know more. And that's when the sales comes in, right? The sales pitch.
In this industry, that particular freebie is called a lead magnet, just in the terminology. So yes, you give them something for free, you show them the value that you have, and then you continue to provide more and more value through your email interactions, and you're providing them the lists of all of the books that they read, whether it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I bet you've read that. And Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and all of the books that you read along the way. You're constantly sharing with people how you've changed your understanding and your relationship with making money, and how you understand the mindset shift that has to happen. I have an entire coffer, Jason, of products that I recommend to people completely free of charge. Those are all my lead magnets. And once you provide people with enough value, and then you say, oh, by the way, here's the course I took. Would you like to invest in yourself and do what I have done? That's what happens. Then,
I feel a lot of people have issues with that, with going to a mentor. And I find that to be the silliest thing. Look, I had no help when I started in real estate. I probably tens of thousands of dollars I lost for making mistakes. If I had a mentor in the very beginning, I could have saved myself an insane amount of money, like an insane amount of money. In the beginning, I mean, just on my very first property, I could have saved myself 10 grand. On my first flip, I could have saved myself 15, 20 grand. If I had a mentor, somebody there to not necessarily hold my hand through every step, but to guide me and say, look, this is where the mistakes happen. This is what you could do to get around that. And this is how we're going to do it. And in any business, there's a lot of loopholes that are going to help you out a lot that most people don't really understand. For instance, one of the biggest things I see in any business is paying yourself. How do you get around paying yourself without paying taxes? So one of the biggest things I do is I'll allow my business to take debt. That debt will pay me. Instead of that debt, going to the business, it pays me. I'm paying 6-7% interest instead of a 32% tax. And then my business is paying off that loan. My business is always going to pay tax, but as goes my person, myself, that's the way that I do it. Do you have something similar that you do like that?
So I'm not here to skirt anything, if that's what you're asking.
Not at all.
All of the systems that I use have actual, platforms in place for how you keep track of your income, and how, I pay quarterly ahead of time. And once you're suddenly making this kind of money, which is a lot, which is more than I used to make, all of a sudden, you just find you need a money manager. And when you said pay yourself first, that is exactly what I have always done, Jason. That's why I said I was a steward of my own money, because I always paid myself first. And that's how, compound growth and interest, holy cat's canary. I remember as little as 5 or 6 years ago saying to my investment planner, so what's the deal? I've been saving for my whole life. What the heck? Am I never going to be able to retire here? And they're like, wait for it, Leslie, compound interest. And of course, the market's been pretty sweet to all of us lately. But that patience and paying yourself first is actually what has really worked well for us.
Oh, 100%. You absolutely have to. So tell us a little bit about your social media. You grew quick without paid ads. How?
Well, so what you see is that I grew quickly. Okay. But I showed up for a year. I went live for a year, Jason, speaking to nearly no one. I literally continued to create content. I will tell you the formula that I used. I create 3 reels a day. I put myself out there. I have an actual content creation calendar for the types of reels that I create. And I looked at the industry and what were the questions and the things that people had about it. And each piece of content, I tried to bust one of those myths about what was happening in this industry, whether it was a scam or whether, no, everybody thought they didn't have enough time to do it, or, essentially you have plenty of time. You're just spending your time on the wrong thing, right? You're watching Netflix after dinner before you go to bed instead of actually improving your brain and learning something new. So, creating that content, posting it routinely, showing up every day, using your stories to chronicle your journey with that. So essentially, I plugged along and plugged along and plugged along. At that time, I basically developed my elevator speech, Jason. Same thing that you've always done, right? 8 years into the game, you can say it now in 38 seconds. Whereas before you were like, huh, ha. When you talk to your camera every day for an hour, you can get your elevator speech down. So now guess what? I'm a lot more powerful. I'm a lot more authoritative. I understand the content. And when I deliver that content, I'm 100% better than I was before. So then guess what happened? Boom, I had a viral video. Yes, you know what those are. And that's what happened. Last October, I had a viral video. And then I had another viral video. And then I had another viral video. And then all of a sudden, all of these wonderful messages and all of these things that I had been honing and sharing with people, I suddenly had the audience. Okay. So once I had the audience, and this is where this becomes essentially, you call it digital marketing and affiliate marketing, it's attraction marketing, because people find me. Make money with Leslie, people find me. They DM me, they message me, they reach out to me. How can I get my hands on this information that changed your life, Leslie? So that's what happened. So for a year and a half, not a whole heck of a lot happened, Jason. And then all of a sudden, the message that I had crafted, all of the background business that I had built, all of the skills that I had, suddenly had an audience. And that's when everything clicked and went into place. And now I am coaching one-on-one all of those people who have come along for the ride. And I'm able to monetize that as well in one-on-one coaching sessions. And as you said, everybody needs a mentor. If somebody would just have said to me in the beginning, Leslie, do this, don't do that, I could have pivoted to this much quicker. But this is just how it organically unfolded for me. Everyone is going to have a different story, right?
100%. That's extremely very true. And social media is so powerful. I think most people realize it. Social media, you can go from nothing to, and I don't mean anybody's nothing, but you can go from having nothing to millions of dollars in months just based off social media. If you have something valuable to share with people and you have a knowledge, even if other people have that knowledge, but you're willing to share that knowledge, that's a leg up right there. People go to school for many years, and in my opinion, school is an absolute complete waste. You do not learn much in college. I'm sure you went to college though, right? Because you were a pharmacist.
Jason, I'm agreeing with you more and more in that regard, because I will tell you, I paid to put 2 lovely children through college, these lovely gentlemen that now live out west that we want to travel and see. And those kids cost me $80,000 a year for 4 years in a row to put their little fannies through college. So I'm telling you, honestly, my oldest son even said recently, Mom, if I had known that not going to college was even an option, I probably would have taken that option. So, I have so much agreement with you on that. Now, of course, I'm a pharmacist. Yeah, if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, these are actual licenses that you have to have. That's a little bit different. But can you make money today without investing in a college degree? 100%. Do you have to invest in yourself and get some other education through other means? Absolutely. Just as you have done, Jason, just as you have, taught yourself the real estate game through various and sundry, no doubt, courses and trainings and mentors and such.
To be honest with you, never had a mentor. I did it all for myself. I never took up a mentor, but that's a regret. That is a regret because it took me in real estate, I'd say about a good 3.5, 4 years to actually start making good money to the point where I can start advancing away from my job. And then finally I hit. I met the right lenders. I had unlimited lending. I was able to dump millions of dollars in the state that I lived. Recently, over the last year and change, I started investing outside of New York. I own probably 8 times more properties, or maybe 10 times more properties outside of New York because the price point. Here in New York, I'm buying a duplex for 350, 400,000 about 7, 8 years ago. Now it's like 650, 700 for a small duplex at 2121. But I could buy a duplex in majority of the states that I buy them, Ohio, Tennessee, Indiana, Pennsylvania, for under $100,000. And the funny thing is the cash flow is very similar to what I was making here. Here I'd make 700, there I'm making 550, but the difference is instead of spending 550 now, I'm spending 80, 90, 100 there, and it just makes sense. So as people know, and I say this all the time on my show, I follow the 1-to-1 ratio. If my taxes, mortgage, and insurance are below my cash flow, it's a deal for me. If the crime, I follow 3 C's. That's one, cash flow is very big. My cash on cash return, I need to see at least 35, 40% because I want to make my money back. I want to put out $1, get $3 back, put it back out, have it come with $6, and I just want to keep reinvesting. In real estate, I don't pay myself. I take not $1 from real estate for the next 5 years. And that's because I just keep reinvesting every single dollar. Every month, I buy a new property. Every month I buy a new property, and that's the game that I'm playing. And it's not for myself, it's for my children. And I'm going to put a lock lease on those for 100 years with at least 50 properties for my kids, at least 50 properties. I'm at that point now, but I want to make it where they have that positive cash flow coming for the rest of their lives. And they can't do something silly like sell the properties, live an amazing 2 years in Paris, France, and then be broke. So I'm going to stop that, have that passive income come in for them, and have their life set for them. Of course, I'm going to teach them how to do the same thing to make the money. My 3.5-year-old daughter sits here with me and she picks out properties. I recently purchased a property based on what she wanted to do. And the funny part is the numbers were top 10% of deals that I've done just because she liked the purple colors inside the house. I thought it was adorable. No, I did not let a almost 4-year-old buy me a house, pick what house I wanted, but I love that she's involved in it, and I think she loves it because I love it, but I also think that she loves it because she sees what we're able to do. Mommy and Daddy get to wake up with me. They get to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with me. Daddy picks me up from school every single day, and he takes me to school. Mommy, and I have a 4-month-old. Mommy's with our 4-month-old all the time. My parents are home all the time, but my friends, their parents go to work and they do this, and that's not the life that you want to live. For the audience out there, that's not the life you have to live. You don't have to live that. We live in a completely different day and age. And I always say I was born in the wrong time. I recently had my 40th birthday days ago. And if I was 20 years old, let me tell you, at 40, I'm killing it. If I was 20, I'd be triple my salary of what I'm making. So anybody who's out there, I have seen and helped people from the age of 18 up to 68 years old get a better path in their lives. Leslie, I know you have as well. It's never too late to start. That I promise you.
It never gets old, Jason. And I will say 2 things, what you just mentioned. Number 1, legacy money. There is just nothing like that. And that's exactly what we've created for our children, the wealth that they will have forever. That's tremendous. And number 2, it's never too late for you to get a mentor, because honestly, being in the room with the people that are making 10 times what you are is what will get you there. Being in the room with that person is what made all the difference for me. So I think that, I applaud you for the progress that you've made up until now without a mentor, but I challenge you to get a mentor, someone who is in that room that you want to be in, and it will get you there quicker.
I am that mentor now. I honestly think there's not much more I can learn about real estate, at least in the market that I'm buying. I buy low-income family houses, but if I was ever to decide to go for apartment complexes or something bigger, then yes, I would absolutely get a mentor, somebody who owns 4 or 5 complexes who can show me the ropes a little better. But I feel, and I'm sure you feel at this point now, once you get to a certain level, it's just, okay, I got this. And it's not that you're too good for a mentor. It's just, I know the game now. I know the game. I know the ins and the outs. I know how to win and not lose. And I know how to make the maximum amount of money that I can. And the thing I love about real estate, you're getting paid 4 different ways. A lot of people see it as, your average your average purchase price for a house is what? 180,000 throughout the country, maybe 160. So put it there. You got to go and you buy a house, 20% down, 35,000, 30,000 out of pocket. Especially if you're going on a property and you're just making $550 a month. That's not a great investment, right? But you can't look at it like that. You have to look at it as, it's a long-term investment and a short-term investment. Do you know how many properties I've owned for a few years that have made me six figures? I sold just two duplexes recently here in New York that made me $500,000. Two properties. That was my profit. $500,000 on two of those properties. Don't ever give up or throw in the towel. When I tell you real estate's one of the best games, digital marketing, these are games where you could start with literally such a small amount and build an empire. And I know in real estate, a lot of people say you need money to make money. It's not true. I've taught people, I've seen people buy, portfolios with zero money out of their pocket, get up to 15, 20, 25 properties with not a dollar from their pocket. That's what private money is for, hard money. That's what we take HELOCs on our properties for. That's what seller financing is for. If you don't have the money, somebody else does. Whether it's a person, whether it's a business, somebody else has the money. You have to learn how to leverage that. And I believe, Leslie, I think we can agree on this. Life is all about leverage. What can I leverage to get to the next part I want to get to? And that's 100%,
either your 100%. Social media is leveraging yourself, creating 100%. A product once and selling it over and over and over and over again. Do not reinvent the wheel. And I'm happy for you, Jason. What I will also share with you is that you know everything about the pond that you're swimming in, and you're a big fish in there right now. What I was referring to earlier was swimming in that next pond. And you have mastered the art of what you're doing right there, right now. And that's awesome. And the fact that you're helping other people, that's terrific. And that is such a gratifying feeling. And it is for me too. And I absolutely love that. But what I did 2.5 years ago was decide, okay, I was an expert pharmacist. I was a great clinical pharmacist. I wanted to learn something completely new and different. It took me a hot minute, but I mastered it. And now this feeling of where I am right now feels like it's the beginning. It feels like I'm at the bottom step of a rung because I'm just growing and changing and developing. And yeah, the sky is the limit in this industry. Digital marketing is where it's at.
You know what I hear a lot, Leslie, from people is, they want to chase their dream, and usually it's their significant other that stops them. They say, did you have disapproval when you wanted to switch this over? Like, did you just stop being a pharmacist and say, this is what I'm going to do? Or did you slowly wheeze into it? Tell us.
That is an excellent question, Jason. So basically what happened was I said, honey, I'm thinking about doing this. And he's like, I don't know about that. So I said, okay, fine. I'm just not even going to tell you what I'm doing, and I'm just going to do it. And I just did it in the background. And then suddenly, when you show them the money, you just don't even talk about it until you have the money. You just do it. You just get up early. You just stay up late. You just do all the things in the background. And then you say, here's the money, honey. What do you think? Think I should jump over here and do this? And like, everybody thinks that you're an idiot when you're trying it. Everybody thinks that you are. You just have to believe in yourself, and you just have to have the conviction. And that's one of the things that I tell my new mentees, just do not talk about this. Do not talk about this to anyone, not your friends, not your spouse, not your parents, not your kids. Wait till you're successful. And then once you're successful, you can show them what you've done, and they're like, oh, wow, cool. Can you show me how to do that?
Great advice. One of the biggest killers of dreams are the closest people to you. And I think we've all learned that growing up, and they don't mean bad by it. They really want to do good by you, and they want to see you do good in life. But unfortunately, it's hard to take advice from somebody who hasn't gotten to a point that you want to get to. And again, that's why a mentor is great, because they've already done it, and they've done it not once, they've done it a few times. So again, Leslie, where can people find you? Again, I'm going to put the link in, but if you want to tell the audience, where exactly can they find you?
At Make Money with Leslie, and that's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, and it's on Facebook. Those are my handles.
Make Money with Leslie for everybody out there. Leslie, one last piece of advice that you can give for somebody who wants to get into digital marketing besides go to Make Money with Leslie. What's one big piece of advice you can give them?
I would just say that we are essentially the sum of our education, our experience, and our exposure. So get education, gather experiences, and expose yourself to as much as you can, and the success will come.
I love that. And Leslie, thank you so much for joining us here today. You are an absolute pleasure. And can we have you on again in the near future? Is that okay?
I'd love that. Sure.
We would love that too. Leslie, is there anything else you want to say to our audience?
Jason, it's been a pleasure. I've been watching you. It's great to see you thrive. And I look forward to hearing more stories, but listening to your other guests. And each week is just completely different and great. So Look forward to it.
That's what we shoot for. We want to please everybody. Real estate, e-commerce, digital marketing. I have someone coming on that owns 6 pizzerias. I want to hit everything out there because not everybody is just in real estate or marketing or e-commerce. There's something for everybody. If real estate's not for you, that's okay. Let's get you into something else. But remember, you can do what other people can do. There's no question about that. It takes hard work, dedication, and being quiet. I agree with Leslie. The more you talk about it, the more people are going to put you down because they don't have it and they've never done it. But you definitely can do it.
100%.
We're going to wrap it up at that. This is Stop Chasing and Start Listening with your host, Jason Chrisman.
Thanks for sticking it out with us to the end. As always, if you enjoy our show, please subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes, guest appearances, or education in the world of investing. Till next time.